Sports Jazz, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in. We are back, Josh and Isaac. And well, guess what, guys? It's still Man United dominating the news, the sports news, ever since we went into the international break. And this time around, well, to give you the bad news or the sad news to majority of the Man United fans, Ten Hag is here to stay. He's going nowhere. It's
No, that's the good
unfortunate.
news in it. Actually, that
No,
is the good news for Man United fans. As in,
no,
the guy
no.
that
There's,
we chose to steady the ship is here. We are
Josh,
not
come
going
on.
to be we're not going to be getting Gareth Southgate or
No,
your Graham Potters of this world.
you're mocking Man United fans, and it's not fair. It's not fair.
No
It's
way,
not fair
no
at
way.
all.
I'm a Man
Well,
United fan, and I am glad that such is the decision.
it looks like Ten Hag is here to stay. The board was there. They sat for all the hours. Six, is it? All the hours they wanted to discuss. Of course, it was, by the way, routine, as we talked, or as you explained in our last stream. It was a routine, one of those routine meetings. Although it happened when United was in a crisis, but nothing has been communicated yet. Proving and stamping that Eric Ten Hag is still the boss at Man United. He's still the manager at Manchester United. Sports Jazz, once again, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Josh is trolling you. We have Isaac, myself, Isaac, rather, Josh himself. Keep subscribing, guys. Keep subscribing, share, like our videos. We had lost our channel, but we are back in the building. Let's talk Man United right now, guys. Yeah, Sports Jazz. Josh, away from the Ten Hag thing, we are going to come to that. Why Eric Ten Hag decided to stay with? Because like it or not, he has stayed.
But he was
And
always
injured.
going to stay anyway.
I thought he wasn't going to stay. To be honest, I thought he wasn't going to stay. But let's move on. The injury crisis at Man United right now, Josh. We see players like Amad Dialo is back, Mazraoui out for 2 weeks, rather 2 months, not approximate, at the end of November. That's when we expect him to be back, or mid-November. We have Martinez, who's at currently still with the Argentina. Uh, 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 he's in Argentina, but news that just came in, he doesn't look so good. He's not well. It looks like he has a knock. Then who else? There's another player that is injured, Josh. I'm forgetting. It's
Garnacho,
supposed to be Garnacho. Garnacho also pulled out. He came back. But the worry is
Mainu.
Mino is also, by the way. Oh my god. Well, the
Yeah.
worry is, my worry for me is with Mazarawi injured. That means we have no option forward. We have no right back to play there in his position. I don't know whether Dalo is going to come back this side, and Toby Collier, we saw him play the game against Barnsley where he played so good. I don't know whether he's going to come in and chip in as a
Toby
left back
Collier. I don't think Toby
in
Collier
the
can do
Premier
it at
League.
left back in the Premier League, but I
Exactly.
do think I don't know why Harry Amasi's development stagnated, because the manager has not trusted
He had
him
a good preseason, by
to
the way.
draft him into his match day squads. So I don't know what is happening with him, but you would like to think that even if the kid will make mistakes, you allow him to make that place his own for the time being until Mazraoui or Tarel Malasia are ready to
Uh,
come and play.
Forget about Malaysia. I'm telling you, bro.
No,
He's not
Malasia,
playing that.
Malasia might be coming back after the international break.
Josh?
Yes.
Sorry, you went on. I don't know whether it's me who went off. Sorry about that. Yeah, you were saying Malaysia might come back. I don't think he's coming back. He
Yeah,
just
Malasia
posted
might come
something on
back. Oh,
Instagram. He was
yeah.
in the gym, UFC bag, punching, throwing kicks.
That's
I
good.
was
That's
like,
good.
bro, bro, bro.
At least it shows that he
He
can
has a
move
long
his
way.
ankles, he can dance. Because when
He
you're
has a long
boxing,
way.
you dance. So I mean, If he can box, it means the ankles and the
I would be
knees.
I would be more
But
comfortable seeing him on the grass, even if he's just seated doing nothing, but just on the grass.
been on the grass, he's been training alone for quite some time with along with Rasmus Hoyland. So it's all good. It's all good.
Well, once again, guys, thank you so much for tuning in, Sports Yes, but yo, what? Comment section.
Ziad, Ziad.
Please send to
Ziad, hi. We are bleeding. We are bleeding, man. We're getting these injuries all over the place again. So it's difficult for Eric Tenag in the long run for him to actually put a good run together.
In other words, you're
It is
saying another excuse for Ten Hag to start Man United, because that means
no,
he's going to
but
come whining. You know this, you
you
know
see when
that.
you start. No, you see when we started the
I
season,
wish he had
we
left.
no, you knew when we started the season, we didn't have a left back, yeah. So we improvised,
And who do you have, Rose?
even
Sorry,
getting
Josh. Whose
Mazraoui.
fault is it?
You see, it is easy to point blame like that, but it's not that easy because the problems at Man United as a club are so many that it is not that easy to say that we need this player, go and get this player.
Josh.
You see how long
Josh.
we fought to even bring in Manuel Ugarte. The manager never wanted to sell Scott McTominay, but he was the only player who had value at the club. So it becomes very
And
difficult
by the
when
way,
you
he's
come.
doing so well in Italy
Yeah, he was
at
always going to do
Napoli.
well. He was always
He's
going to
doing
do
so well.
well because, I mean, what he lacked in his game, he can get from Italy because in Italy, they are very tactical about their approach, so they can teach him one or two things about his positioning, and things can get much better for him as a footballer. But Eric Ten Hag never wanted to let the player go. It's just that we needed money to reinforce in the central defensive midfield position, and we didn't have the money to do it. So Scott McTominay having been a homegrown talent, he had some value because all the money we would get for him would be profit. Yo, hey Nick.
Nick, what up, Nick? What up, Nick? Well, Nick,
Oh
United is
my
about to
god.
bleed. What?
Oh my god, Ziad, you don't
What?
want to see that. Lisandro left back against Brentford. You don't want to see that.
What, Josh? What? What are you saying?
Lisandro Martinez cannot play left back. He's
Of
not good
course, I
at it.
thought you were against. Yeah, but he's saying we have no because Dallo is going to go the other side to play as a right back.
Yeah, I would rather
Mazarawi
play
is out.
Haria Mas. I would rather play Haria Mas, who is
He's not in
naturally
the squad. He's not in the squad, Josh. We've seen that he
no.
failed to make it.
We've not yet seen the squad.
Bueno is going to own him.
Brentford.
No,
No,
you
we've
know the
not
good
yet
news
seen
is Mazarawi has successfully undergone a minor precautionary corrective procedure after experiencing
palpitation.
palpitations.
Yes,
Yeah, that was Samuel Locust who said or tweeted that earlier. And Josh, I don't know how United. I mean, they've been
yeah, but that
struggling with
is
all players around, all players fit. Ten Hag lost. He has no, he has no idea on what to do. Now, I wonder how he's going to line up. I wonder who is going to.
you see.
I don't know who's going to be playing as the left back. The
It's
only
not as
person I
bad.
see is Toby Collier.
No, it's not as bad as the media might want to paint
No,
it because
Josh.
when Nasuri Mazraoui got injured, sorry, not injured, but he got the same not the same, but a similar heart condition after he suffered from COVID, and he had a more major procedure done, and it only took him 1 month to return to training, and he was playing again. Oh, he trained, but he played later in March. Okay, yeah, it took him like 2 months because he came back, started training, but he had to pick up. But this was a minor procedure done for just correcting the problem that he had.
Yo,
So I think it will be fine. I think it will be fine. We can miss him for about 2 weeks, but he will be back.
no. End of
Yeah,
November. Ziad, I think Ziad is talking about Scott McTominay, the Scottish captain. He says, yeah, Conte is using him correctly in the 10th position. Ten Hag was using him with rather along with Bruno. We had no balance. By the way, Josh, Ten Hag is going to be exposed. Wait, let's come back to that. Remember how Brentford absolutely bullied us last year and we scrapped a draw even at Old Trafford? McTominay scored two late winners. Oh, there is no way Josh can forget that. I'm telling you, he remembers that very well.
But Ten Hag
So yeah,
brought him on. Ten Hag is
Josh,
the same
back
manager who brought him on.
man, you like really? Yeah,
No, it's
okay,
just
and he's the
game
same manager
management.
who has
I
been
mean,
playing him out of.
he,
Okay, then
he
that means
brought
he's
on,
very poor at game management.
but he brought on a player who scored you the two goals and you got a point.
Man, Josh, let's come back to that. Let's first go back to the injuries. Excuse me. Yeah, I was saying, you see, we have Malasia, we have Shaw, we have Mazarawi all out for a few more weeks. I mean, Dalot is the only fullback we have currently, right now. The options to fill there, as Ziad suggested, would be Martinez as the left
No,
back. Yeah, you have
first of
Lindelof,
all,
most
I
likely.
don't.
Listen. You have Lindelof most likely to play as a right back, and
Yeah,
Dalo stays the other side. Then, of course, maybe Anthony Colaya, Harry Mas, who hasn't yet. I mean, we haven't seen him anywhere on the first team. Could all potentially be ready to chip in as left backs. And another thing that Josh were talking about earlier, Malaysia has played zero games this season at all. I mean, I said this season starting with the preseason games. Shaw has five with only one game, 90 minutes. That's why I told you last time. It still doesn't make sense that. Uh, I mean, we sold Alvaro to Benfica. It still doesn't make sense. Although Man United has a buyback clause, they have a buyback clause, but
yeah,
we
he
know
did.
teams like Madrid, Barcelona are all monitoring Alvaro. That means he's chipping in so well. He's doing so good.
Yeah, but for me, I'm happy for the player because the player was never going to flourish at United. The development of his career would have stagnated somewhat because of all the things that are happening at the club. We didn't need a young player who was finding his feet and finding his feet, and we had already seen that he had some trouble defending. He was very good offensively, but his defensive game needed more development. So I always thought that we would loan him out, but we had loaned him out to Spain the last season, and we chose to sell him this season because um, Manchester United as a football club needed money. We needed money. We didn't have where to get the money. The players that we wanted to let go, we couldn't get let go of them because of one or the other reason, maybe their wages and the huge contracts they are on. So they preferred to stay at the club. So the club had
Do you
to
know,
find clever ways to get money
Josh?
because there's the PSR rules, there's all these new regulations that came to bite United this time, which was not the case before.
I'm going to give you two sides. United have played around 35 games since selling Alvaro Fernandez. Yeah, they've only had a natural left back play four out of those 35 games. But again, one could argue that Fernandez maybe this time around did not want to stay. I mean, he had stayed for so long, he wasn't getting the chance to play at the first team, and
Yeah,
maybe that
plus,
also pushed him to joining Benfica.
yeah. That is true. The player could have wanted to be moved on, but if he was going to be given an opportunity, if the likes of Harry Maguire had left the club and the club had racked in some money, then it would have been possible to leave the young talents that were at the club. But you can see that United just had to be clever and maybe sell some homegrown talent for us to be able to have some money to do business.
Well, let's see how that works out. But it's going to be sad that we have all
You
these
know, you
players
know, you
injured
know, back in the day, our
because right
best,
now Man United does not need to drop any points. I'm telling you, bro. We do not
I
need to
think our
drop
best,
any points.
I think our best left back of all time was a right-footed player. Dennis Awin. Dennis Awin played for us on that wing, but he was the best left back in the Premier League at the time. But he was a right-footed player, and he was very good at it. So
So
it's
just
just that today we have so many problems that even when Dalo is putting in a shift at left back, it's easy when he's outdone by a tricky winger or something like that, like Dibbling did in the Southampton game. Then someone is going to come and tell you that he's a right footer playing on the left side. But for me, that has never been a problem. I mean, if you have a football brain, then you can be able to play.
so in others, you're not worried about us not having a left back.
No, yeah, of course, it is what it is. I mean, I would have loved for us to have one, but we don't. And the club was not willing to invest in a position that already it just invested in, though Terrell Malasia got injured, but they hope that the same player can be able to come back and maybe play a role this season. So they don't see a reason why they go ahead and sign a new player in the same position. Then they will have Terrell Malasia and the broiler. Look, sure.
Just, I'm sorry to laugh. That caught me off guard. The brain. Well, yeah, it's better.
I'm
At least,
sorry,
I mean,
but
come on. That
at
is
this
rude. At
point,
least say
yeah,
toilet paper bones. At least say toilet paper bones. Come on,
at this
Josh.
point, I'm sorry, but at
Josh.
this
So
point,
who would you have? Give me your back for right now for Man United with everything that is happening. Because you have
so
now,
you're asking me to guess.
you have three full backs. Yeah, give me, just give me. I mean, how you think or how you'd wish for Ten Hag to line
You
up the
know,
full backs
Martinez,
only, rather the
Martinez
full
also,
NCBs,
yeah,
full
Martinez
backs and
also
CBs.
has a back problem. He has carried this back problem for a long time. I think that trip to Argentina didn't do him well. He might not have been in the best shape
Hi
after the Copa
Nelson, what's up,
America.
brother?
Yeah,
Mm.
hi Nelson. He
Nelson, you
might not
should be
have been.
worried.
He might not have been in the best condition to go for that international break, but for me, I feel like he was suffering from that whole jet lag, that whole travel thing, because his back gave away in that first game that he played after the international break, and he has been carrying a bit of discomfort. You can actually see that he's not the most comfortable player on the pitch, and now he might be laid off for quite some time
I hope he doesn't play. I hope he doesn't play
for Argentina.
for Argentina. Yeah.
Me, personally, I didn't want him to go at all. I didn't want him to travel at all. But I know there is an obligation for you to represent your country, and most of the time you're joyed to actually wear the shirt of your country. But because of the problems that he does have, I think those long travels are not good for him. He should not be anywhere near the plane. But he went. He's in Argentina, and I hope the back problem goes away somehow. But it didn't look good. It didn't look good. So the question that you ask when those players are not available, I will tell you that maybe Maguire is injured too, because Evans will have to partner
Oh,
Delhi.
Maguire is injured. By the way, I remember.
Yeah,
Yeah, man.
Maguire is injured.
Yo.
Evans will have to partner Delict, and we shall have Dallo and maybe Harry Amas.
Oh my God. Yo, United is in for some
I
huge
would
crisis.
love I
That
would
is
love
really.
for Harry Amas to play. I would love for Harry Amas to play. He's not he's a very good player going forward. I mean he's just a kid. He needs a lot of guidance, and he can only get it from being thrown in at the deep end.
I would love to see Hamas play, but unfortunately, he doesn't look like he's trusted. I saw earlier also the 18-year-old Lenny Euro posting something. I mean, he's off the clutches,
The
he's
boy is
back on
back.
the grass. He's
Yeah, the boy
working
is
out.
back on the grass.
He's trying to get fit. I mean, that's
I
very
can't
good news. Although
I
he's
can't
coming
wait
back,
for him.
we still have over 7 players injured. We have Harry Maguire injured. We have, of course, himself, Lenny Yoro, not yet on the pitch. Tyler Malasia working his way back. We have Luke Shaw, the toilet paper bones. We have now Garnacho, Amad Diallo. We have Mazraoui. I mean,
With the Mad Diallo,
the list goes on, man.
it is just an illness that he picked up when he came to Ivory Coast to play for Ivory Coast. So he pulled out of the game. So an illness, I believe that in 2 weeks he'll be okay and ready to go again. He's not
So,
injured.
so your projection is by the time the
By
international
Brentford,
break is done,
yeah,
by
Amad
Brentford,
Diallo should
Diallo
be
will be
okay.
back.
Yeah, and Ganacho
And
is just
Garnacho,
a minor knock. It is precaution that he pulled
he
out,
steps out.
and
Mm,
yeah, even Mino is a
that's good.
precaution that he pulled out. I mean, they're not really injured, but they have some bit of discomfort. But if push comes to shove and we don't have a way out, these are players who can be thrown into the game. But at least in those positions we have cover. I mean, it may not be the best as the first players that you do have,
Yeah,
but
in those positions
with
we have cover.
yeah,
We have Anthony,
with
we
Anthony
have
Rashford, Rasmus,
Rashford.
and Zaxi, it's up to the
Yeah,
manager to be clever to
I agree.
tweak the
But the
team. Yeah,
fullbacks, the defense is a tricky one. It's
yeah,
really, really, really a tricky one.
the
I don't know
defense
what we're
was
going to do
always
about
going
that.
to be a tricky one. That's why you see that even when we bought Lenny Yoro at the money that we did buy him, we went ahead to make sure that we bring in Delict and Mazraoui. It's not that Lenny Yoro got injured, but I mean, the goal was always to get at least two center backs. We would have loved to have a left back, but for the reasons that I told you earlier, it was quite impossible for us to have one. But United should be fine. The most important bit that Ziad wants to hear is Eric Ten Hag should actually show that the boys are training.
No, Ziad, Ziad wants Eric Ten Hag out. Nothing else. He just wants Ten Hag out of the club.
But he
He
can't get that. He can't get that this season.
he just wants Ten Hag out. He doesn't want anything else. So the players
No,
can
only
rather
once.
injuries and
No,
everything can happen.
I'm
But
sure.
the best news
I'm
right now for
sure.
any Manchester United fan is to have Eric Ten Hag fired. I don't know why he's still at the club. Eventually, it's going to happen. I mean, even
Maybe
this
because
injury crisis doesn't favor.
maybe
I mean,
because
the whole process don't favor him. So I don't know
maybe
why
because
he's still at Man United.
maybe because Ineos has people who think like me, and they sit in the room and they see that they see that they see that this is the best guy for the job. As in, ain't no way
Man,
you're going to bring in Southgate or Graham
uh,
Potter to
uh,
steady
uh,
this ship. So
pull your
I
chips
mean,
off,
it's
man.
so
Pull your
good.
chips off. Pull your. Thank you so much for tuning in, everyone. Sports Jazz, Josh and
So
Isaac.
good.
We are still rolling.
Oh yeah.
Subscribe, guys. Subscribe. Like, turn on the notifications. Uh,
Nelson has given us
share the video. Share the
Nelson has given
videos.
us a backline.
And you know what, Josh? Let's shortly. Let me put this up. Ineos backing Eric Ten Hag. We had a meeting yesterday. Yesterday, but one. Ineos was Fag inclusive. Joe Glazer, Omar Berada, Dan Ashworth, Wilcox. Who else? Around two more people. Of course, it was a routine meeting. I think everyone now knows that. But one of the issues that was talked about was Eric Ten Hag. I mean, the performance has been so poor.
No,
7 points out of, sorry, 8 points out of 7 league games. Very, very poor. That's literally like 1 point every game. One win at Old Trafford, one goal at Old Trafford. That is the game against Fulham. I mean, Josh, why do you think Ten Hag is being backed by Ineos? I mean, we saw even the first time when they tried to look for his replacement, no one was there. Came back instead of just leaving it the way it
I
is. They
I don't
stretch
know.
him. They gave him.
I
They
don't know.
extended. They
I don't know
activated
when. I don't know when
the
you will
option
under.
to extend the. Yeah.
I, I don't know when you will understand this, because I've always told you no one was looking for a replacement for Ten Hag. They were
Oh,
just
Josh,
looking for
come
the
on,
best
man.
manager. They were looking for the best
Uh,
manager for Man United,
don't say it.
and
Don't
Eric
say it. Okay, I see where you're going. Don't say it. Don't say.
and Eric Ten Hag was the best guy for the job. But the thing
Oh
though
man.
is, I know this narrative keeps being thrown around, that Eric Ineos backs Eric Ten Hag, or the sack. The meeting was about the sack or anything like that. Eric Ten Hag was discussed, and then Ineos has backed him. I don't think that is true. What I know is, what I do believe happens is, Ineos has already um, told everyone involved and interested in what is coming out of Old Trafford, that they are behind Eric Ten Hag, and they don't see a problem to change. If anything, they showed us even in the in the summer, when they extended his contract. So is their man. This is the guy that they've chosen to go with. So I don't think that there's any problem with Ineos backing Eric Ten Hag. This meeting was never about sacking or backing Eric Ten Hag. Even when the situation at Man United was discussed in terms of their performance, they were not discussing whether or not Eric Ten Hag remains at the club. They were discussing why the situation is like this, why it is the way it is at Man United currently. So I mean, Eric Ten Hag is the right guy for the job for Ineos, and for me, I believe that when you leave a guy like Eric Ten Hag to suffer under this period, yes, he will suffer under this period, but then you can bring in your Graham Potters, and you say they are better managers, because the period of suffering will have ended when Ineos has gone like. With when Ineos has gotten like 2 summers in them, or 3 summers at that. So they will have built a team they think that will be able to compete. Then at that point, if Eric Ten Hag is not producing the goods, maybe he can leave the club. But then again, when you bring in a new manager in this period when United is still suffering, it's going to be very difficult for that manager to to make things change at the club. He can have a good turnaround, like what they say, a bounce of a new manager. We can win 3, 4, or 5 games in on the bounce, but soon again it will just be papers over cracks. It will we shall implode. We shall implode.
Man, you really. I wish Ten Hag knew who you were. The
No,
fight, the defense you put up for Ten Hag, even after his
but I think the
weird
fight.
fake
I th-
performances.
No, I think the fight I put up is
No,
not
Josh, he
for
has to
Eric
be
Ten Hag.
fired. I'm
I
telling you, he
think
has
the
to be
fight
fired.
I put up is for
He
Manchester
has to be
United as a
fired.
football club.
No, if you put up a fight for Man United, then you should know what's good for Man United. Ten Hag has to be fired. I'm not impressed with the what with the results. Nelson was saying Dallo Evans, Delete, and Lindelof. I think he was trying to
Yeah,
give his back for now that we have three
yeah,
fullbacks injured in Malasia, Mazraoui, and Luke Shaw,
yeah.
aka
Yeah,
Mr.
that's
Toilet
it.
Paper Bones.
That's it. That's it. But against
Adieri,
Brentford.
Josh, Adieri says you should sack Ten Hag and hire Tuchel as the manager of Man United. You're saying against
Well,
Brentford?
yeah, it will be very difficult for Manchester United with a new
Bueno.
backline. With a new
Bueno is going
backline,
to,
because
he will be the
yeah,
chef of the day. He will be cooking.
yeah,
He's going to
it
be
will be
cooking people.
yeah, it will be very difficult for Manchester United, because as you've seen in 3 or 4 games now, Brentford scores really early, and a new backline, and Manchester United as a whole, we don't come out of the blocks guns blazing. I mean, we take our time to get into the game, and by then it will just be an opportune moment for Brentford. It might just get an early goal, and we are too frail that when we fall behind, it is always very difficult for us to get back up.
Well, let's hope, let's pray, let's wish Man United the best, and also let's pray like rather let's play. Sorry, let's pray. Put our hands together and hope Eric Ten Hag gets sacked. That is my prayer, and I know I say that on behalf of
Unless you
majority
want
of the
to.
Manchester United fans.
No, unless you don't want what is
What
good
good
for
do you see in
Manchester
Eric Ten
United.
Hag? What
I have
good? You
just
know, it even
I've just
puzzles me that I know you've just said everything, but I'm saying, what good do you see in Eric Ten Hag? I don't even understand Ineos, man. They shouldn't be doing that. They should have fired him long time ago because eventually it's going to happen. It's going to happen, like it or not. It's going to happen. Wait if he loses the next game. Wait if Brentford whoops him. I'm telling you, he's packing, Josh. He's packing. If he loses against Brentford, he's packing. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Then we have a Liverpool fans always comes to troll Josh and Isaac being Man United supporters. It's always a pleasure tuning in. This is the energy you put up even when being beaten. Man, keep the hype up, guys. We Liverpool winning. Team fans are right here in your face.
it gets worse.
Fire the whole team and come back next season. Yeah, we shall think about that. We shall see. That is not fair. But yeah, Josh, I mean, Liverpool fans
But
are
I kind of
swinging, are
agree.
playing
I
high.
kind of agree with Peace because if you've had a bus driver, if you had passengers on the bus for quite some time, and the drivers have been changing, but you have the same passengers on the bus. I mean, the problem may not be the bus driver. The problem might be the guys who are behind in the bus. So
Mm.
yeah, I believe it is the case, and United has to buy sorry, it United has to buy a few more players and build a squad. Then you can start to
United has
question the
bought all
manager.
the players. They've bought all
No,
the players they need to
no, it
buy.
has not. You tell me.
Well,
You tell me.
according to them, I mean, it's the manager who has been giving recommendations, who has been suggesting to get
No,
players.
no,
They've
it
got him
doesn't work like
Onana,
that.
they've got him Alessandro Martinez, they've got him Malasia, they've got him Delict, Mazraoui. You have Ugarte, you have Casimiro, you have who else? Who else? Who else? Who else? You have Joshua Zakzi, you have Anthony, you have Rasmus. Yo, the whole entire first team. There's
You
nothing that pissed me off like seeing all that team benched on the game against Aston Villa. That really pissed me off. It showed and confirmed how much he doesn't even trust the players that he called. I mean, we
it's not
agree.
that
Okay, he has transported the whole Ajax team. We agree, but let them produce. We are tired of seeing things not working out,
it's
man.
not that
As a Man
easy. It's not
United
that
fan, I want to be happy. I want to watch football. I want to be entertained.
it's not that easy like you think that I mean all these new players that you've bought will just come onto the pitch and things will change. If you look closely at the players that were bought at Manchester United, you don't have many who are top draw players. You have mostly promise and potential in these players. I mean, these are new surroundings that they are in, and they have to take some time before they can fully mature to their capabilities. So for me as a Man United fan, I have peace at heart because I know that at least now we care for the product on the pitch, and we are trying to transform this product. It's not going to be overnight. At least we started to hear some of the things the managers who are at the club, like Mourinho and Ralph Ragnick and Louis Van Gaal, were complaining about, and we are changing those things. We are bringing in players slowly, but United right now even needs say 5 more players next season, the next summer.
Well, Josh, in 2 minutes, Ineos has backed Ten Hag. In 2 minutes, walk me through the projects. You talked about it earlier, but you didn't really walk me through the project of them buying all these players. Do you think we talked about it briefly last time? I mean, having backed Ten Hag with all these players, do you think it's why they're still keeping him at Man United? And by the way, I did some tracking. Hold on, I did some tracking. Ineos is they're also the owners of what's the French club?
OGC Nice.
Yeah, Nice. And they have not been doing so well, Josh. They have not
No, they
been
were
doing so
poor
well. They are
on the
very poor.
pitch.
They were poor
On the
and they're
pitch,
still
yeah,
poor.
yeah.
So that also worries me. I mean, I thought
They're
with
mediocres.
Ineos, yeah, with
They're
Ineos
mediocres.
backing, yeah, of course, I know they've invested more in Man United compared to what they've invested at Nice.
Definitely.
Yeah, but I mean, it's worrying if you see the progress. There's no progress. It's just stagnant at Nice. So I
Yeah, yeah.
went back, tried to
But
read through. I mean, I've seen it. The first time they signed, rather they got the team, I think they finished ninth or eighth. The best position they've finished is the best position they have
fifth.
finished is the fifth, and it's very worrying, Josh. I
No,
mean,
it is not. It is not
I'm trying
worrying
to look at
because
all this, and I'm like, this is the same. Oh, these are the same guys we have at Man United. I don't know how good they are going to do. I know they've
it
backed
is
us.
not
They've
worrying. It is
released
not
more money.
worrying.
Why isn't it worrying for you? I am worried
It
as a
is
Man
not
United
worrying
fan.
for me because Man United is a whole other kettle of fish. I mean, Man United is not Nice, and the Premier League is not the Ligue 1. I mean, there is so much that Ineos loses when they fail at a club like Manchester United to do the right things. That's why you see that Sir Dave Brailsford fought so hard to bring in the right people. I mean, they went to Man City, which was a very bold move, and persuaded Omar Berrada, the guy they brought in as their CEO. For me, I thought that at least these are guys who are showing intent. If you can pull boss moves like that, and they fought tooth and nail to make sure that they get their man in Dan Ashworth to be the sporting director of Manchester United, and they got their man. Dan Ashworth is now the sporting director at Manchester United, and he comes with a very huge reputation. And it seemed that Sir Dave Brailsford had a blueprint of sorts on how he wants Man United to be transformed, or some Jim Ratcliffe himself, because you can see that they went and got Jason Wilcox. The reputation that Jason Wilcox comes with, and all his experience, it helps United in ways to acquire the services of people like Seko Kone. I mean, that is Vivo, but still, even Wilcox, the youth experience that he have and the great connections that he has in football. Those are nice moves. At least they got a structure of football people. So for me, I believe that Ineos has done or is doing everything in their power to get a right management team. And just like you had recently, Sir Jim Ratcliffe told you that it's not up to him to fire or hire a manager. I mean, yeah, he can give his comment. He can leave his comment there, but it is the management team that he has set up at United, and I think that is the best management team in English football. I know they've not
There's
yet.
no
No,
best
it is.
management team if we are seated in the 14th position, if we are losing games, if we are having one of those worst records in the
Yeah, but
rather
these
in
guys have just been at the
European
club
competitions
for
like Europa.
6
There is no, I mean, one
These guys have
win
been
out
at
of
the
10,
club.
no way.
Yeah, but the guys have been
Okay,
at the club for 6 weeks.
anyway.
So I mean, what do you expect?
Anyway, Josh, thank you so much for tuning in, Sports Just everyone. It's Josh and Isaac. Yeah, Josh, you know what? Let's look at the signings. Let's look at the signings. We see United as, I mean, under 21 signings for Man United. Chido Obi Martin, Sekou Kone, Samuel Lusale, James, then also Lenny Euro, all very, very talented kids, at least from what we've read and what we've been told.
If all
Uh,
goes well, all these kids walk into the team that wins the Premier League in 2028 under Eric Ten Hag.
Man, your confidence.
No, I mean, I know, it will work out. I know it will work out. And by
Yeah,
the way,
well, the future
if you
looks
see,
bright, but yo,
even
we
at
went,
Ajax,
uh, and I'm
even
not
at
even
Ajax,
disputing that
even
the
at Ajax
recruitment
at
is.
some point,
Mm,
even at Ajax at some point, Eric Ten Hag was berated, and he almost lost his job, but he only lost his job in the media. So either the guy is very good at convincing his bosses or something, and
mm.
you know, it hurts. I know it hurts a United fan
Sinan,
to see.
Sinan, what's up?
Yeah, what's up, Sinan? I know it hurts a United fan to see a guy like Eric Ten Hag at Manchester United, yet and not playing the way that Ajax was playing. Because when you watched Ajax play, you that is the guy that you wanted to be at your club. I remember when they lost the game, and when they lost the game to Tottenham in the Champions League. That was it. Tottenham, was it Tottenham or Man City? I think it was
That did
Tottenham. Yeah,
what?
when they
That did
lost
what?
the game, the semi final, they lost to Spurs in the Champions League. I mean, it was. I liked how the players even remained in their formations when they were crestfallen and were on the ground with their hands in their with their heads in their hands. I mean, there was still, like, you would see a formation on the pitch, and yet with guys standing at United, you cannot see any of that.
So, Josh, in 2 3 minutes, what do you think about? I mean, this recruitment, the kids. Chido, by the way, I think Chido is ready to play. Okay, he's not been training because his signing has taken quite
You
some
want him,
time.
you
We
want
were
him to
waiting
come
for
and play.
approval.
You want him to
No,
come
no,
and
no. We're
play,
waiting for approval.
and then you
Sekou Kone
quarrel how Eric Ten
should
Hag
be
is.
integrated into the team.
You want him to come and play, and then you quarrel how Eric Ten Hag is a bad manager because I mean, he bought a player like Chido Obi Martin who cannot
Now
give
I'm
you
saying
20, 20 goals a
we
season.
should see these kids play like the game against Barnsley. I was happy he brought on Toby Kolaya. I think he even started the game. That was very good.
Yeah,
So I'm hoping
and he even
games
played him
like
out
that
of
in
position.
EFL. He
That's how
even played him out of.
confident
He
he
played
is
him as a
about
left
the
back.
boy. Mm.
So I'm hoping Chido Martin, Seku, Lusale, James, Lenny Euro coming. I know Lenny will play right away. He's built up different, but I'm hoping to see these kids get more game time. It will be really nice to build them so that
Sure, and
by
I
the
think
season ends, the
I
kids are
think the
ready,
one
man. The kids are firing. We need all the firepower we can get to rescue ourselves. United needs to get back up. If Ten Hag loses the game against Brentford, please let him fire himself and leave. It's the least he can do for Man United fans. Let him fire
I don't,
himself, Josh.
but I don't think that is going to happen. I
Well,
know it might be what you want to happen, but I don't
oh
think it's
yes,
going
it's
to
what I
happen.
want. It's
Yeah,
what I
but
want.
it's not going to happen, and then
I'm not
you're
denying.
just setting yourself up for a disappointment because Eric Ten Hag is Manchester United's manager, and is going to be Manchester United's manager for quite some time. I know for about the kids, I like Samuel Lusale and Chido Obi Martin, and because these guys who play up front, it's always a bit easier for them to break into the first team, because all they have to do is have some great pace and a bit of football brain to make decisions, and then they will be easy to be integrated into the team. But for a player like Seko Kone and Lenny Yoro, that is a center back and a defensive midfielder,
Sekou
it
Kone needs
takes
to
some,
work his way back up.
yeah, it takes some time. You really have to be that type of player for you
I
to
agree.
actually get into the first team.
I agree. I agree about Sekou Kone. He has to. Once again, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. We were looking at I mean, earlier on, we had the injury crisis at Man United with players like Maguire, players like Lenny Yoro, Malasia, Luke Shaw, aka Mr. Toilet Pepper Bones, players like Mazraoui, Garnacho, Amad Diallo, who are all currently injured. Some not very, I mean, the injury is not worrying, like Garnacho and Amad Diallo, and others, injury is very worrying. Then we went on, we looked at Ineos backing Man United. Ineos backing Eric Ten Hag. Managers won only one game out of seven in his European journey. That is the Europa. The game against Copenhagen, very worrying. And currently seated 14th in EPL with one win at Old Trafford, one goal, and that was scored at Old Trafford. And it's still the manager, rather, it's 8 points out of seven league games, and the manager comes out comfortably and reminds all of us how he's managed to have Man United clean, keep four clean sheets, which is an achievement to him. I don't see how that is really a point if we're seated in the 14th position. But yeah, once again, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Josh, I have some bad news or some sad
Yeah,
news. Uh, a player, I don't know whether you heard about the news, George
the Sheffield
Bodlock.
guy. Yeah,
Yeah, former
bad luck.
Sheffield
Yeah,
United defender. Yeah, Badlock, sorry, who passed away. Police said his body was found late Wednesday in his swimming pool in southern in the south of Gilfilda. I don't know how to pronounce that. And the cause of death was not clear. R.I.P. That is very very sad. And I mean,
R.I.P. R.I.P. Bad luck.
very very sad news for a player. He was still very
Yeah,
young, 31 years old. That's very
our
very.
thoughts are with
That is very sad.
our thoughts are with his family.
His family.
Yeah, it was really sad.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Anyway, guys, thank you so much once again, Josh. Anything you would like to talk about before we sign out? Man United, we're still on Man United. Anything you would like to highlight besides
Eric
you being
Ten Hag
happy
will.
that Eric Ten Hag has not yet been fired? Josh, thank you, guys. Thank you, everyone. Sports Jazz. Yeah, I don't know. Josh is off. Josh, it's a trick. Maybe it's because I've asked him about Eric Ten Hag, so he decided to bolt. But
No, I'm on. I'm
yo,
on.
you
I'm
caught
on.
me. You caught me snitching on you.
You're there snitching on me, but Eric Ten Hag is going to win a trophy for Man United. And
There's
at that
come on.
point,
What trophy?
yeah,
Carabao
it,
again
a
or FA?
trophy. A trophy. Do you want two?
Europa. I'm more
Do you
than
want
happy.
two?
It's so far. No, no, no. I want sorry. I want Europa or the EPL. Something
Sure,
that we
you
both
have
know
them.
he's not going to win. Nope, he's not
You
going
have
to
them.
win.
I told you Chido Obi Martin will be the top scorer when Man United wins the league.
Yet you just okay. Maybe in 2028. I agree with you, as Omar Barada
It
said.
didn't
In
have to be that
2028,
far.
100%
It
is going
didn't
to
have
win
to
the
be
league.
that far, though.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, everyone that has been tuned in. Josh, Isaac, Sports Jazz. We are officially signing out. See you tomorrow, same time. Shout out to everyone that has been in the comment section. Sinan, peace. We've had Nick, as always, Ziad, Nelson, everyone that was in the comment section. See you tomorrow. Man United. Glory, glory, Man United. Signing out. Sports Jazz. Subscribe,
GTMU.
like, share. Turn on the notifications, guys. Cheers.